Welcome at Reckhorn. My name is Klaus Reck. I'm the engineer of the speakers here on the table and also the producers. You only get Reckhorn directly from Reckhorn company. What they have in common is the ball shape, the sphere shape, from small to medium size to larger. This is our subwoofer. The ball shape, the sphere, is the strongest, physically, the strongest shape what you can do. You know that from deep sea submarines, from pressure tanks. Compared to these, the speakers have a double problem. It's not having a pressure in this direction but also in that direction, because whatever the cone is moving has an effect on the housing. When the cone going in, the housing want to go out. When the cone going out, the housing want to go in. Then you can try to handle this problem if you have a square box to reinforce the inner walls from each other. Lots of measurements needed to get rid of this problem. We want to not to get rid of the problem. We don't want to have this problem. But the more interesting thing about the acoustically concept is that the sphere housing is adding the least coloring to the sound. You can easily check this by yourself. Maybe you can hear it from my voice now. If I'm the speaker here, a one-point source, I'm a perfect speaker, and imagine my voice sounds like the speaker. And you even don't know I'm talking or the speaker's talking to you. Now you build in this voice coming from my mouth into a square housing with flat walls. Adding one wall here, you see it's already different. You add two, it's more. So it's getting boomy. This is the coloration is added to the natural sound, to my voice. There is a increase in sound pressure in this fat sound, makes my voice more deeper, more volume. But this is not my real voice. And you can get rid of it only partly, because you can reduce the added sound pressure from this concept, but you cannot completely get rid of it. Okay, I hope you can understand what I said, but you can easily check this with your ears. So enough words now, and I invite you to listen to what we offer to you. Our best speaker is the S-300. Let's start with the speaker which we built inside. This is my personal invention. It's consisting of a die-cast frame, and this looks like the front side, but this is the back side. You see the very strong neodymium magnet here, but we are not radiating the sound from here. We turn the speaker, so that means the cone is a little bit distributing the sound to the sides, and the unwanted high frequencies are damped from the back side of the tweeter. The tweeter is fixed here and having a volume for the diaphragm within the frame, and it's exactly in the center. So we are going on with the whole concept of ball-shaped speakers and a one-point source directly to your ear. This diaphragm is as well aluminium, anodized, and we are even for this very small and tiny material, we are cutting the aluminium into 5 parts and reducing the resonances. These speakers, as well as the others that I shown before, you can buy separately, and we have lots of speaker builders who are really excited to have this kind of full range speakers combined with their bigger boxes with subwoofers. You don't really need a subwoofer. If you have a digital equalizer, you can extend the range down to 40-45 Hertz. But that means you have to push the diaphragm with more power from the equalizer, and of course the cone excursion will be much extended. The cone has a good potential for cone excursion, of course in both directions, but if you use it as a satellite speaker, you do just the other way around. You relax the speaker with a slope of 36 or even 48 dB, And then you combine with subwoofers for very, very high sound pressure possible, because the diaphragm and the voice coil gets relaxed from the highest power from the low frequency. The speaker stand keeps it free from walls and from the floor. It comes in a package, and I'm using it with this concept of our L3 woven speaker cable. This offers a very low effect on the sound, especially the high frequency. And you see here I have connected the tweeter and the woofer separately, and this tweeter goes to the other amplifier than this one, active driven, and the control is done by our DSP6 mini digital crossover, and then you can completely adjust the crossover, the delay. We're delaying the tweeter up to 8 centimeters, and then you have the perfect one-point source and the right timing from these two speakers. I don't know any speaker which is better than this. There are others on the market, maybe a little better, but it costs you about 100 times more, and you don't need that, because to make this better, just 10% would cost at least 100 times the money. So this is really the top end of our speaker, and I'm happy with it. I have it in my equipment for many years, and you can listen yourself, and you will hear at first one point, you will hear that something is missing. What is missing is the boomy from square speakers, because it sounds like my head. The shape is round, and you don't have this effect or this effect, which you of course do not need to cancel with equalizer or any crossover measures. Normally you can start with a simple solution with a very simple crossover. The crossover can be fixed on the backside, is simply consisting of a capacitor and a resistor. You can adjust the tweeter loudness with the resistor. So if you are using it for surround stereo without the possibility for digital control, just use a very simple crossover. It works, because if the speaker is good by itself, if the cones producing what they should do, you don't need to use a complicated crossover, because the more parts are in that very big and complicated crossover, the more you have another trouble from the crossover between the amplifier and the speaker. Here it's just a high-class polypropylene capacitor and a simple resistor. Have good fun with it.